Greetings fellow Shadow Raiders, Krapcie here and this is Rage Shadow Legends free to play. Event dungeon is for almost 5 weeks, so it's worth to spend a little bit energy here and get some Chronophage gear for your account. Very useful for specific champions, especially those that need a lot of resistance. So I've got finally a team which is working for stage 30. It's totally not accessible for usual player, but I hope it will give you some kind of idea how to compose a team for higher stages. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. So before we'll jump to the dungeon team, so let's quickly take a look to the Chronophage. Once again, that's the goal of this dungeon, to farm this gear set. So Chronophage will give you a bunch of boosts to your champion, and the most important is the immutability for the cooldown increase, right? So generally this is against lockdown champions like Fabian, like others that just can put your skills on the cooldown. For that, it's enough to have like 4 pieces, it's good enough. You will have additional 40 resistance and 10% for the speed. So yeah, my best time here is 1 minute 13 seconds for stage 30. So let's jump to the team and see how this will look like. Hold up guys, now it's perfect time to click on my link in the description to get free Narma as well as 3 more insane free epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and then install. Click on the link in the description and register with brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get free Narma right after the sign up, as well Anax, Uugo and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Click on my link right now and let's crush it. So yeah, this team is composed with first very not accessible champion, which is Nice, the Shadow Thief. So this is mythical champion from the Sylvan Watchers faction, but generally he's a key here. And we've got generally 2 Ogrins, which one of them is Uugo the Noxious. So this is faction unity champion, also not accessible very easily, but yeah, I managed to get him. And the rest of the champions are more or less okay, because stock the broken was fusion from the 2024. Remember, got epic Void champion, so this is Umbral Enchantress. And we've got Marius, which is generally free, but you need to spend a lot of time in the game to get this champion. Before starting the run, let's jump first to the team setup and let's check the stats for the champions that you more or less should aim for. So for Nice, generally HP. So in the second form, this alternative one, so here we see over 100,000 HP. So yeah, you need a lot of HP. We've got some decent speed, over 270, crit rate and crit damage. Resistance accuracy is not needed, so that's what we are looking for. For Umbral Enchantress, we need over 300 speed, so that this is a requirement first before the opponents will start. For her we need accuracy over 500, so this is also required, and piece stone skin, that's additional requirement here to make it work. You can probably remove it, but yeah, it's much easier with the stone skin. So this is fast stone skin. For Marius, generate damage, some accuracy build, because we want to remove some buffs from all our enemies, which is generally the A2 what is doing, so decrease the duration of all enemies, so we will be using that. For Vizuk, generally the idea of Vizuk and stock is to put on poisons and HP burns, then extend them, activate them. That's the idea. So here we've got pretty decent speed, so 280, good HP, good defense, and over 500 accuracy, so that's what's needed here. So he will start with the poisons and burns, so that's the idea. And stock, similar situation like Vizuk, so good speed, yeah, it's less than 300, but it's fine. Good HP, good defense, and we've got over 500 accuracy. So we'll jump to the battle, and first what is worth mentioning here, so we've got pretty decent HP aura increase for team from Nice, so this is 35% of HP. This is important in this case because we need a lot of HP. So let me jump to the run. Let's do this manual to slowly explain what's going on. So we are starting with Umbral. Umbral will use A3, so we got provoke on everybody. Yeah. and then will start doing their things, but generally they are provoked, so they will not use their special abilities here, which is great. So generally that's what you want. And because we are on the 6-piece stone skin, so we still have stone skin for one more turn after she takes and move. So nice here generally whatever, because he will not be doing a lot of, because we got increased defense, we got Harima in the enemy team, which will generally reduce the damage that they are taking. So we will be starting with Marius, but Marius also will start with, so generally we'll wait. So not much is happening here, and now we will start do our things. So A2 from Vizuk, so we will be placing HP burns and poisons all over the place, so even on the boss. Then Stock will do the same, so he will place generally, because there is HP burn up, so he will place 3 poisons and weaken even, right? So there will be a lot of stone enemies, yeah. So as you see now, okay, Shredder is doing his thing. Okay, so the game is paused. So we see a lot of poison, HP burns. They are slowly losing their HP here on the debuffs. So we got plenty of those on everybody. That's what we want to see. So now we can use A2 from Umbral, so block buffs, debuff if possible. If of course Shredder already stolen some buffs from us, and that's why I didn't use A2 from Marius on the first round. So now we will increase accuracy for Marius and we'll remove those buffs from Shredder, which is great. So now we can do whatever, just deal with someone like block revive. Okay, great. So now we can extend the poisons, but generally that's what you want to see. The poisoned HP burns from Vizuk, and generally we are done. Our other champions except Nice will generally die because we do not have any other healing, we do not have revivers. And generally that will be it, so it will be solo. So here Nice already switched to the form 2, and we will see a dance, Shredder versus Nice, when Nice generally will be taking like 4 turns and dealing with Shredder. I will need to explain one more thing here. Generally passive from Nice, it will take a look after the battle finish. That's the case here. What is worth mentioning and noticing here, so when Shredder will take his move, so maybe it's slow it down, so he will put 3 hits, so this was like 45,000 of damage, right? And Nice just barely get any HP lost. So this is very interesting thing, because generally that's the Nice passive, so he's boosting himself incredibly if allies and enemies are generally down. So that's why he's so busted, and he can even solo crazy bosses. Yeah, this is stage 30, so boss HP is pretty high, so we're slowly just removing it from his bar. Okay, and few final hits and we should be done. So, because I was explaining, so time is not that great. But this is full auto team, you can set it up if you want. Yeah, great job. So now let's take a look to Nice and generally his crazy passive that I mentioned. So fight setup, so generally switch to the form 2. So this big bird form, and we will see here the passive, right? So this one. So increase this champion max HP, defense, speed, resistance, accuracy by 15% for every dead enemy and ally, including bosses and their minions. And this will stack up to 100%. Generally, that's it, right? So we will have 100% more of everything. So he will be tanky with his huge aura in all battles. So as you probably saw, so hitting for generally 50,000 of damage, so he barely scratched him, right? Generally that's the move, that's the idea here on this passive, and Nice was using his A1 most of the time, and generally what this thing does, so he will heal himself by 7 and 5% of the max HP, which is huge because his HP pool will be generally huge after everybody are down, and he will fill his turn meter by 15% if he's full HP. Amazing. So let's explain once again the team composition. So we've got Umbral for the provoke for 2 turn to make sure that all those Shadowkin busted legendaries, they are not doing anything scary. Of course, Run can fail if she will fail to place a provoke, so this is always 3% chance, so it's built-in mechanic as we know. So yeah. We've got Vizuk and stock for the poisons and HP burns. You can for sure replace them with other champions that can do the same. In my case, yeah, that's interesting team because we don't have to build crazy team that ignoring the enemy defense and do some crazy damage. And this is generally against this dungeon because Harima will prevent you to do that. And they are so tanky that you need to have crazy gear. So generally that's the case because you want to place like all the poisons and HP burns to make sure that they will slowly like 2-3 turns the HP bars. So Marius, my choice here is just he can do some damage, but generally he will remove the buffs that Shredder will steal after the first turn. Especially from Stoke, if we take a look to his A3, so he's placing also continuous heals on our team, and generally Shredder will steal that, right? If he will take a turn, so he will heal himself, which will increase the run duration, which is not perfect, so that's why Marius will remove those heals and buffs. So what are other alternatives? So I think there is plenty. First, what you need to do is start with a fast champion that can control your enemies. 2 turn provoke, you can use Fabian, but if he will weak hit, that's not perfect, so that's why I'm choosing Umbral, because she cannot weak hit because she is Void affinity, so we will need to find replacement for that, but generally Void is the best, because, you know, Kyoku, I've got Tetsuya and all 3 affinities, so for sure we will weak hit and this will make a trouble in your run. So that's the one spot. Yeah, generally you need to deal with the waves somehow, with poisons or maybe direct damage, or maybe even seer composition will be good enough here. How to replace nice compositions. I saw some videos about Geomancer in this position, so he can generally deal with boss with reflecting damage and use relic, which will heal your champion. And I think I remember which one was that, so maybe let's take a look. Yeah, this one. So golden elixir. You need to increase the level to level 4 at least to have like 16% heal. This should be enough, but generally this requires a pretty good awaken, good empowerment for the Geomancer. So let's check my Geo. If he's good. No, my is only 2-star, empowered only once, so he's not ready. But if you want me to try it, please let me know in the comments. Maybe we can record another one about this. So run finished because of some healing on the Shredder side, so yeah, a little bit extended, but yeah, team is working fine. This is like 97% accurate, I mean, it cannot fail. The only 3% is if Umbral will fail to land her provokes. Okay, so thank you, that will be the episode. Let me know in the comments if you got some other ideas, what team compositions are you using, and see you on the next one. Cheers.